Today's episode was brought to you ad-free by our lovely patrons. If you like what you see and you're enjoying the project, give our Patreon page a look. It helps us out a lot. Thank you. Good morning. So last night I started working on these cleats. You can see the shaping coming up well. It's a little two-dimensional, but we'll get there eventually. But what do you think? Big wooden cherry wood cleats. It's kind of fun. Anyway, something to do at night. I'm not going to focus on it right now because we got daylight, we got sunshine, we got things to do. But one thing I am going to focus on first is cleaning up this huge disaster. How do I live like this? I've had a few guests over recently just to like show them the boat and like the depravity I've sunk to and the level of which I am willing to live in a mountain of filth just to get enough sleep in at night and to eat and to, I don't know, just focus on the project. It's not doing my head any good, and it's certainly not looking very good when people come over. That the faces and the expressions I've got in the last little while have really driven it home that I need to clean this up. So let's clean this up. Okay, so I know I'm supposed to be cleaning, and bear with me, I kind of am. This is a table, and I was telling you guys about this before. This is the cherry wood table that I'm making for somebody here on the island. A leftover job from this winter. It took a lot of odd jobs this winter. This one took me a little bit longer because it's like $100 worth of cherry wood, you know? Stuff is expensive, and that's why I haven't worked with it in the past, but it has allowed me to do for the first time a repair to the table. As I was building it, it split, and then I put this beautiful little bow tie, which you can't see right now. But you know, I didn't do such a great job of that. There's some gaps all over the place, and that's why I like epoxy, because she wants the table epoxy coated, and couldn't agree with her more. My shoddy work definitely needs some coating. So the problem is, joining a bunch of boards with nothing but a table saw to make the edge makes for some pretty sloppy edges, especially when that table saw is a cheap table saw. It's bouncing around on the back of the deck of a boat. It's just not like perfect scenario for that kind of thing. So I've got another tool, and it's big and it's heavy, and it's gonna sit on the back of the deck of the boat. But hopefully it will be able to get me a nice square edge. Now that right there is a 4-inch joiner. They were just giving this thing away. It's also the source of my sore back I'm gonna have this evening. That thing is very, very heavy. Got a bowline knot, which I've recently learned how to properly tie, and we're gonna hoist it up onto the deck. It's not very far, but damn, I can already feel it. Just getting it into the dinghy was hard enough. Okay, it's not that bad, but I cannot wait till I have some booms and some blocks and some rope to just do the work there for me. Oh, I ain't gonna be this young forever. So, if you're not aware, a joiner, and this is a National Power Tools joiner, what it is like a power planer turned onto a table with really hard and really straight edges that allows you to make a nice straight edge on a piece of plank of wood or a beam of wood, and then do one on another piece of wood, and then they fit together very, very snugly. I mean, like down to the micron. And the idea with that is that, you know, with a little bit of wood glue and that really tight fit, snug as a bug, right? So I've been using epoxy so far because I've been using a table saw to do this work, and a table saw is nowhere near as perfect as a joiner. Now, getting a 4-inch or a 6-inch or an 8-inch joiner usually is extremely expensive. This one here, very simple, belt driven, little AC motor down there, and I just happen to have so much power on board that I can use it. The advantage, of course, with this one is I got it here on island for 50 bucks. Not bad. And as I get into making some hatches and making some tables and making other things, I will be able to avoid the problems that I have with this client's table, wherein the joints are not perfect. As you can see, there's little gaps all over it, and those gaps will be filled with epoxy, and that's good. And, you know, that's what she wanted. She wanted something that looked like my countertops in the boat, and are a little bit rougher, but she wanted that rustic look, which is good because at the time that's all I could do. Hopefully this will be a step in the other direction and I could do something a little bit more fine. I don't know why I made that accent. Anyway, this is the cleats. I showed you guys these earlier. This is the one that's furthest along. This is the one that's least furthest along. And I still have a lot of stuff I want to sort out, so let's get the sander out. Let's get back to work. Alright, well, I got the epoxy set. I guess as it's off-gassing, a little bit of bubbles shape up. It's the first time I've ever seen the bubbles. I'm using West Systems here, not my usual old-timer industry stuff, so yeah, I don't know. I don't much care for it, as I've mentioned before, and I can't wait to get back to my old-timers. This is good stuff. This stuff will harden up, and then I'll sand it, do another coat, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I want to do another hardwood experiment. So this is a native tree to this area. It's called the arbutus, or if you're in the United States, you guys call it the madrona tree. It's a hardwood actually, which is a thing I've suddenly, you know, found a liking for. And it is the gnarled up, most twisted hardwood probably in the world. As you can see, it is just incapable of growing straight in any way, which makes it terrible for planking. However, it makes it really good for grab rails and other little accessories that I want to be a little bit more natural-esque. So this is going to become a handrail. Okay, so this is just an experiment really to see if this is gonna work out, but I think it'll be kind of cool if it does. I've trimmed down 3 of the branches for them to meld directly with the bulkhead and one with the step, and then at the top I'm gonna have to figure out something else. Now I want to make the top one most sturdy because I will be grabbing it a lot as a point of entry to the companionway. So I've got these really nice big brass screws right here, and I've made clean little inserts for them. So I will affix these 3 points, and then we can figure out what to do at the top of it. So there we go. It's affixed down here. I kind of mucked it up a little bit. I wish it was a bit cleaner, but a little bit of brushing is necessary. And then we got club piece there, a mounting point right here, and then I had to add one right in here. But the result is incredibly stiff, incredibly strong hardwood railing. I just gotta figure out what I want to do with this. It's sticking out. So, don't know. I think I'll use it for a while, test it out, see how I like it, and then decide what to do with the top. So, in case you guys haven't picked it up, there's a bit of a gap between the first part and the second part of the episode. In that, I've been working here on the island, I've been doing odd jobs, I've been paying back favors, and I've been working here on the boat, little bits here and there, because I only have a few hours at a time. And you guys have been donating like crazy, so I want to give a massive thank you to Kathleen, Jason, Craig, and Jonas and Steven for the one-time random PayPal donations. You guys are like a little ray of sunshine in an otherwise quite busy work week. It hasn't all been just other people work. I've also been on the boat. I managed to score at one of the job sites a big 5-gallon drum of Sea-Tall 1, and it's the 77 color, which is called just cedar, which, I mean, since I'm doing the inside of my boat all in cedar, and I have a lot of cedar, well, I think that's a good idea. So I've made the cherry wood cleats look like cedar. I made these little arbutus handles I carved the other day. Made them look like cedar, sort of. I also made the cedar shelving unit thing look like cedar. Made some rings. This particular one is arbutus, and it's stained, but I'm gonna epoxy coat it because it's gonna be on my body. And this little project here, do you guys remember the staircase, how it was rough for so long? Well, I finally sanded it and I finally coated it, and oh man, is it ever nice. Oh, John, not land on my foot. We got the arbutus piece here, and I cut off the bottom because it was tripping me up, like Captain Mike said it would. I know, but yeah, we've got it there. I still have to add a 4th brace, but the 3 are holding it pretty good. And then I stained the steps and the hatches for the battery box as well. Big fan of all this color. It is so nice. Just ignore all of the sawdust, but yeah. So just doing those little things has got me really happy and excited to paint and stain more things. So I thought, hey, why not do that? I'll pull some of these roof panels out, lay them all over the decks, and we're just gonna get everything soaking wet today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this episode has been long running enough as is. I've been recording it over like 10 days because I only get to work here on the boat for a few hours in the morning and the evening as I'm running on and off of job sites. So made some good money. We did some fun things, but we're gonna get back to regular scheduled episodes, doing some real boat stuff and getting out a little bit. And I'm getting itchy feet. I really need to start sailing. Either on the Sea Lark or start moving this boat around real soon because weather's changing, summer's almost here, it should be good. Thanks so much for watching. See you next episode.